Hey guys, what is up? It's your boy Vincent the Phoenix here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, I am almost 2 years on testosterone, and I know I said I wasn't going to do a lot of transition updates, but I've decided, screw Trump, I'm not going to silence myself to appease him. Now, I'm going to talk about the changes that have gone through my body. This is very much an 18 plus video, but let's talk about it. So, um obviously the first big change that happened when I started testosterone was my voice. Um it is very different than what it used to sound like. I'm gonna up the volume on my mic a little bit. There we go. Um, but it's changed a lot. Um, I'm fairly content with my voice currently, but it is, I believe, within the first 6 months of starting testosterone is when you see the most change in the voice. Um, so that's been a big difference. You can look through my shorts. I have a lot of shorts talking about my voice changes through the beginning part of my transition. I will do a 2 year update. I believe my last update was about a year and a half point. So I do plan to do a 2 year update, though my voice has not changed that much since. It kind of like evens out around the 6 month mark. But so yeah, that was the first big change. The second big change was body hair. Lots of body hair. Lots of body hair. Absolutely everywhere. um, it's it's not fun. I don't like having a lot of body hair. It is very bleh. But I also have a thing about hair on my legs where if there's not hair on my legs, I feel uncomfortable, so that doesn't bother me. It's more of like on my chest. And I don't mind so much on my stomach, but my chest, especially like right on the like collarbone area, it is really bad. And it's also going in like every fucking direction. um it's not something that I was looking forward to. It was actually one of the things that I was not happy about and that I didn't want to experience, but I knew I was going to have to. Um, when people say that the ass hair is ridiculous, they are not lying. It's bad. It do be kinda bad. Um, so there's that. uh, Another physical change was uh, how do I how do I word this? Um, Clitoral growth, essentially. Um, so if you don't know, in the womb, the clitoris and the penis are essentially the same thing, depending on what chromosomes you have. Generally, what it's more so what genes you have, the genes in general. If you have a certain, I think it's the SRY gene. I don't know the names of genes. I'm gonna be honest, but but if you have the standard male gene, then the clitoris will become a penis. It will develop fully into a penis. If you don't, then it stays the clitoris. And when you take testosterone, the clitoris will grow. It won't become a full-blown penis, but it will enlarge itself, and will look kind of like it's swollen, essentially, for a little bit. But it grows. It also becomes more sensitive. Um, it is very easy, if it is touched the wrong way, to be sensory overload. I have had instances where I have closed my legs the wrong way, and it wasn't a painful experience, but it was a very uncomfortable experience. Not something I would recommend trying out. I think oh, no, I do have one more. My hair on the top of my head. Um, when I started tea, my hair started getting a little curlier, essentially. Um, I used to have very straight hair. And now, part of it was because I wasn't using the right products for my hair. But another part of it is just testosterone can affect how your hair is. Uh, this is a common thing. I know a lot of people who have had uh, changes in their hair texture when they started testosterone. It depends on fuck you on the person. Some people, your hair might get straighter, others it might get curlier. Each person's different. But that was, I'm pretty sure, the last like big physical change that I can think of. Now let's talk about the mental changes. So let's start with the big one, sex drive. Um, Testosterone does increase sex drive. There's no getting out of it. It is going to happen. Um, what it How do I word this? It's not to the point that, like, I am going to do something to someone without their consent. It's not, that's a dumb thing that men say, because I was hypersexual before I started testosterone. So it's gotten worse since starting T. And I still fully can control myself. That is a dumb lie that men tell you, that they can't control themselves. They can, they choose not to. But it's still very intense, for me at least. I know it was actually impacting my school. Part of the reason that I had to leave college, or I got kicked out of my first college, was because my sex drive was so high that I couldn't go to class. It was awful. I hated it. Hated it. But it is what it is, I guess. I have more control over it now than I did before. Wow. Than I did before. You learn to control it, and I think after a while it also, like, dies down a little bit. But it is a fact that testosterone messes with sex drive. There's no getting out of that. Next, more mental change was aggression. So I fully had anger issues before I started testosterone. But, and this was something that my dad has been on testosterone before as well. And he told me that this was an effect of testosterone before I started it. It was like, just so you know, this is gonna happen if you start this, or it's gonna get worse, and it's something you should be aware of. And I paid attention. I listened to him, and I'm glad I did, because it did get worse. I am very much more aggressive in uh in like most situations than I was before. It's it's still anger that I can control. Um Usually I'm able to get out of the situation and like quietly yell at the mirror, like silent screaming into the mirror, uh without like blowing up at someone, but I do blow up at people more frequently now than I did before. So that is definitely something that you should be aware of. Um, I do wanna. I personally find this to be a lie. It may not be a lie, but it was not something that was true for me, and I um, was kind of annoyed that it wasn't true. And that was, they said that tea can make you less emotional. That's not true. Um, I am just as emotional uh, as I was before starting testosterone. I still cry at the same things that I cried at before. I personally think I'm more emotional now than I was before. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't know how that was supposed to make me less emotional, because from my understanding, men can be just as emotional as women. It's just simply um, how we were taught to behave, because cisgender men are generally told from a young age, oh, well, you just need to man up, you need to man up. Um, it's stupid. You don't need to man up. Your emotions are valid. You don't need to hide them for any reason. But um yeah. Whew. Sorry, it's 7:30 at night and I have work in the morning, and I had a full shift today. Tomorrow's a partial shift. Uh so it's been a day. The dogs at work were a bit intense today, so um I do have some good news. I have found someone who I can commission who will accept 50% payment uh, up front and then 50% when it's done, that I can actually afford for a VTuber model. So I should be able to commission that artist within like 2-3 paychecks. Um, so I might be able to get my model done. It may not be exactly how I want it to look, but it is a beginning, and I do like this model. This is this is a cute model, but I want my own custom model really badly, and I'm excited to finally get that process started. So that is all I can think of for like really big changes to my body and to my mental state, or at least to like how I behave. Um, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to someone. Um, and I will see you guys in the next one. Leave a like and subscribe. Subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Mwah.